I'm back yet again, so please enjoy Data Goes Ballistic. Part 7. Jean-Luc Picard stared at his breakfast. He would normally have eaten with Beverly, but that wasn't going to happen anymore. He hadn't been able to sleep, and he didn't feel like eating either. Then he heard the door chime. Come. He was surprised to see Data in the doorway. What can I do for you, Mr. Data? We have transferred the report about the neural stimulator into the computer, Captain. I'm afraid we did not have much success.
Civilian clothes and no communicator. So far so good.
Jean-Luc nodded. Captain, may I ask a personal question? Picard looked at Data. A moment. Yes. I am finding it hard to deal with Dr. Crusher's death. Are you having the same difficulty? Data, I assure you that I am not as calm as I appear, but each of us must get through this in his own way. I had hoped we could help each other, sir. Data gently put one arm around Jean-Luc's shoulders. As with the other, he stroked his jaw, slowly bringing the captain's face towards his own. Tracing Picard's lip with one finger, Data stared directly into his eyes. Picard drew back slightly and gave Data a strange look. Mr. Data, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I just don't think of you in that way. Before Picard could do anything, Data used the Vulcan nerve pinch on him.
Still perfect at it.
Data's cock sprung out of the confinement as he unsealed his uniform and eased Picard to the floor under him. Opening the captain's mouth, he rammed his penis into it, starting a steady rhythm. His mind thrilled with the pleasure at the thought of what was going to happen next. As Data became more and more excited, a small drop of cum formed at the tip of his penis and fell into Jean-Luc's mouth, touching his tongue and being absorbed into the bloodstream. As Picard spasmed in cardiac arrest, Data marvelled at the gifts his father had so casually bestowed upon him. Data was able to make us come any flavour he wanted to. Lemon, peppermint, hot chocolate, Earl Grey tea. So of course he could synthesize any molecules he wanted to, including several highly toxic compounds. You will not interrupt me again, old man, Data whispered into Picard's unhearing ear. He was so happy he didn't even notice that he was going to come until it happened. He loosed several wads into Picard's mouth before pushing off and letting the rest impinge on the carpet, creating a dark brown stain. Almost in a stupor from the emotional overload, he collapsed onto the floor, laughing softly. Tea! He chuckled. Tea! Several minutes of afterglow-soaked lethargy had passed before he regained his composure.
Yes, I have certainly damaged my internal clock.
Standing, he straightened his uniform, looking at the model of Starfleet cleanliness. Computer, he barked in Picard's authoritative tone. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Data drank most of the tea, exactly the same amount of liquid as the cum he had produced, spilling what was left into the puddle on the floor. He pressed the cup into Picard's hand and strode briskly out. At last he had relief once again. Data wanted to be seen, so he could make himself very visible in 12 forward, standing by the window and playing 3D chess with Geordie, acting quite surprised when all the senior officers were called to the observation lounge by shaken-sounding Commander Riker.